So then just open up the survey. At the end of that, there's a place where you can ask your question. I will say I frequently get questions from students in the archives watching a lesson from 6 months ago, and I have no idea what they're talking about. So please try to be as specific as possible. If you're watching this at learnpianolive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The PDF will often have additional video links inside so you can get more in-depth instruction on each of the topics. And if you're the kind of person who likes to print out the PDF so you can make the same notes on your physical version as I'm making during the lesson, now would be the time to do that. The MP3 is just a play-along track so you can practice more after the lesson. In traditional lessons, a teacher is going to actually present some new concept for maybe 5 or 10 minutes every couple weeks. The rest of the time is going to be spent applying and refining those concepts. Well, here I'm spouting off hours of new information every week, so it's totally unreasonable to expect you to actually absorb all of that. Instead, the goal of these live lessons is for you to find some little nugget of something that makes sense, but is a bit of a challenge, and for you to go practice it, because practice is where all the improvement's going to happen. So don't feel bad if you have to leave the live lesson when you find that little thing that you're going to practice. And of course, if I'm going too fast, you can always rewind the live lessons or replay in the archives as much as you want. If these live lessons start feeling random or meandering, it's because they are, on purpose. So if you're the kind of person who wants classical training with a step-by-step method, then you're going to want to check out Kloppel Academy on the website. It's included in your live lesson subscription, so you can do both or either. And the upper levels are seriously hard work, but it's going to take you all the way from ground zero all the way up to being ready to enter any major music college as a piano major in classical or jazz. And thankfully, I think that's about all we need to cover before the lesson. So if you'd stick around afterwards and fill out the survey, I would love your feedback. But for now, have some fun and make some music. Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is J-Man, and running the cameras and the chat moderator is the incomparable Kendra.
Guess what? So recently I have been glued to Netflix.
Yes,
I don't know what the thing is. And I just started...
No, wait, no, you know what the thing is. Say the thing.
What thing?
Well, you don't know why. You know why it is.
Because it's addicting?
And... Are we not supposed to say? Never mind.
What?
Nothing.
The show that I was watching?
Yes.
Am I allowed to say it?
I thought you were allowed to say it.
I think so. Okay, well, anyway, I was watching this show called Lucifer.
Are we allowed to say why or no?
Because well, it's not
Never mind. No.
What?
There's no reason.
Oh, got it. Yes. There. We will reveal the reason when the time comes that I started watching it, but I kept watching it because I loved it.
Yes.
It was so good, and it's not like all evil and terrible if that's what you're thinking. It's fantastic. Anyway, I finished all of the episodes and seasons of that.
Yeah.
And while I'm waiting, I started a new show called The Umbrella Academy. And I'm really obsessed with that.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Is it really good?
It's really good. My friend asked me to watch it, and I had watched like 2 episodes, and then I couldn't get into it, and then I just tried again like 2 days ago, and I'm already almost done with season 1.
Yeah.
So
okay. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Good use of my time.
Yeah. Well, guess what?
What?
Tomorrow, they're delivering my piano to this studio.
What?
Yeah,
that's so
excited.
cool. Your guess what's much better than mine.
I haven't touched it in months, and tomorrow I'm gonna get to play on my real piano.
That's
so
amazing.
Excited.
I'm very happy for you.
With my
Oh, is that the reason?
Huh? That's the reason for the thing. Yeah, that's huh?
Got it. Cool.
So let's play this song. Last week we talked about how to play the melody, which we're not going to do at all today, probably. And then we also talked about how to play the chords, which I am going to do. And let's go ahead and zoom out, Kendra, so they can see all of this, because we've already covered all of the like beginner stuff that you would need to get to this point right here, where someone could sing along and you could play the chords, and it would sound something like this.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kinda dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. Did it make sense not to live for fun? Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Hey now,
one chance I had to stars break them all. And that is your play along track. And yes, Kendra, we should redo that track afterwards. Sorry. She offered, and I was like, no, it's all right. It's cool. It's not peeking out that bad. It is. She was right. I should have listened. All stars break the mold. So those are our last 3 chords there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try to reharmonize this, and we're going to try to put in other chords that are not the right chords and see if we can find some chords that are the right-er chords. So the first things we want to do here are at learnpianolive.com/reharm. That's where all of your reharmonization tools and wheels are. So first thing is add in 7s, 9s, and 6s, which are also 13s. So that just means going back to our PDF here, and instead of playing an F sharp, we play an F sharp major 7. So an F sharp plus the note that's a half step below it, and probably also the note that's a whole step above it as well. So we take the root of the chord and we go a half step below and a whole step above. Let me rephrase that. That is one option. That's how you get an F sharp major 7. Another option is just that you play in the key of G flat or F sharp, and we talked about that, the difference between those 2 keys last week. And you take the root and you just play the note that's on either side, staying within the key. So not breaking any of the rules of the key of F sharp. We play the note that's on either side of the F sharp. And that's how we come up with that one. And then when we play the C sharp, we do the same thing, play the note that's on the left and the right in the key of F sharp or G flat. And then, sorry, that's the C sharp. And then on the G minor, we'd have that chord, and then we'd play the note that's on both sides, that right there. And then the B flat, or sorry, the B, we'd play the note that's on both sides of the B right there. So what I'm playing is F sharp, where I've taken this note and split it up there. That's my F sharp. My C sharp, it's going to look like that with those notes in there. G sharp minor with those notes in there, and then B flat. So F sharp major 7, C sharp 7, G sharp minor 7, B major 7, and I'm not going to repeat that for all of the chords. I'm not going to write them all in, but it would be this, minor 7, B major 7, and so those are all of our chords. And so I'm just going to loop that until we get to the section that is this thing right here. And we talked about this again last week. So this would be F sharp major 7 to a B major 7. Then this guy's going to get really tricky because this, it should be the same chord basically as the B major 7, but we've just raised the root of the B, like we talked about last week. So, and I'm referring to last week a lot because we covered a lot of territory. So this is going to be a C half diminished. So in other words, it's going to be C diminished where the 7 is a whole step below the root instead of a half step below the root. So we play those chords right there. So that's our loop for that section. This is, again, not changing any of the chords, really. This is not a reharmonization. I'm just adding extensions, adding additional notes to the chord. So F sharp major 7, B major 7, C half diminished, B major 7, and then this right here, stars break the mold. And I'll put all major 7s on all of those. So if we go back to the beginning, and we haven't changed any of the chords yet. This is not a reharmonization, really. This is just adding 7s and 9s to these chords, and it would sound something like this.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest jewel in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. Did it make sense not to live for fun? Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't grow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Put your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold.
Okay, so again, we haven't changed anything at all there. We've just added in 7s and 9s, and then I really want to play like a 6 on that C. I don't like how dominant that C sharp is, So I might play that as a 6 there instead of a 7, because you can add in, like we talked about before, we can add in 7s and 9s and then 6s too. 6s generally take the place of 7s if you're going to add them in. But first, I've got a feeling that Kendra wants to jump in.
Hey Jamin, it's time for our feature of the day, which today is the artist of the day.
Yes, and the artist of the day is?
Bud Powell. I hadn't even looked at it.
Yes, Bud Powell. As you can tell, that's Kendra's favorite pianist of all time.
No, I was just reading it, and then I didn't know what the rest of it said because my phone was covering it up.
Dead jazz guy. Yeah, Bud Powell, if you haven't checked out any of his stuff yet. I'm hooked on the song Celia right now. Yeah, it is super old-timey, and there's tons of stuff to mine in Bud Powell. He's like probably, for my experience in my life, like one of the top, like, 5 to 10 pianists that are like influential and important in my experience. But go listen to his stuff, and if you like it, then try to transcribe a note or two of his. And if you don't like it, then cool. You don't have to like people just because I like them. Whatevs. But that's my suggestion: is go check out Bud Powell if you've not already seen that or listened to any of his stuff. And we need to get back to this after this short break. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out. And if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.